Howdy, folks. Grey Hawk 4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. How are you guys today on this Sunday gaming chat? I am doing well. I am anxiously watching my fantasy football championship. Hey, Chupa. Uh, Watching my fantasy football championship to see if it's not looking good right now. Let's see here. Yeah. Um, yeah. Uh, yeah, it's not looking great. A lot of my players are not performing, but that's what happens. But either way, I either get the gold trophy or the silver trophy. Either way, so um, regardless, Happy New Year to you, Chupa. I have never been a big like. What's the right way to put this? When it comes to the new year, I've never been one of those people to go, okay, it's a brand new year because we flipped the thing on the calendar and it's going to, it's like just because the calendar flipped, we can just forget about all the bad shit that happened. We can start new. It's like it's an arbitrary, you know, it's not tangible. It's just a date on a calendar. I feel the same way about birthdays. I don't really care about birthdays, like when you're a kid, birthdays are important. When you're a child, yeah, birthday parties and yeah, you get another year older, you might be able to do more things because you're older. And then of course you're looking to for milestones like 16 so you can drive and 21 so you can drink and also when you're once you once you're like I'd say in your 30s on, birthdays are just a reminder that you're getting older. I mean, so and then the new year, it's like, wow, that year flew by, and it's like, um, so anyway, I do always say Happy New Year to people and all that, but it's like I don't ever like say, oh yeah, this is going to be the year that I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to the resolution thing and all that. Never been one to do that, but well, we'll wait for some more people to get in here, Chupa. Having me a little delicious Baja Blast there. Best soda on earth right there. Uh, how are things going for you, Chupa? Hopefully it's warmer wherever you are. It was 9 degrees here last night. It was freaking cold. I had to go out and start my truck today just to get it because it had been sitting all day yesterday. And I'm like, well, I better at least run it because it's been sitting in that. I mean, it isn't going to get above today. It isn't going to get above 20, I don't think, as the high. So it's like, that's cold. So I hope it's warmer wherever you are. Anyway, we've got a couple things I want to show you guys today. I want to talk a little bit about 43 and raining. I would take that, man. Man, I would take that. 43 and raining. In 43 and raining, I could be working out in my garage. I got a lot of stuff I need to do out in my garage. And here in Utah, that's the way it goes because everything is very seasonal when it comes to like being productive. So, like late spring, spring, late spring, right in there until you start getting into summer when it starts getting too hot. That's your time you want to be if you need to do stuff out in your garage, because otherwise, or you do it early in the morning before it gets too hot and that sun beats down on the garage, and then you don't do anything during the summer when full blown summer hits because it's just too hot all the time, and then when you get into fall, early fall, like in the summer, early fall, you can go out in your garage. You can do some work out there, unless you've got a garage that happens to be climate controlled, if you're lucky enough to have that. And then once late fall hits, like around Halloween, after Halloween, all the way through like February, March, that's a no-go zone. I mean, you go out in the garage, take the trash out, or get something out of the garage and get back in. There's no doing work out there. When it's because I have a thing on the wall in the garage, and it's in the garage itself. It's 20 degrees right now. So yeah, no, there's no doing any work out there at that time. So that's when you do all your hunkered down stuff in your game room, like all this stuff I'm doing back here, because you don't have to worry about going outside then. So let's see here. We're not getting, I don't think we're going to get, we may not get anybody else in here. Everybody might be watching football. Speaking of football, my Utah Utes in the Rose Bowl yesterday, they were ahead. They had the lead at the halftime. They had a decent lead. Not only did they blew it, but it ended up being like 48-45 was the final score. It was just like a massive shootout. I'm glad I didn't watch it, because I would have been pissed if I had watched them lose that game. So it's the same thing with the Raiders. Like, if the Raiders are playing in a big game, I can watch it. But as soon as they start fucking up, I got to turn it off, because I can't. If they start doing, like, if they're getting beat legitimately, and it isn't their fault, it isn't them doing stupid shit, then I can watch it. But the minute they start doing stupid shit, like getting stupid penalties or just making horrible mistakes that they shouldn't make, then I can't watch it no more. Then I got to turn it off. So anyway, so I'm just killing some time here. Are the Giants in the playoffs, Chupa? I haven't checked. Did they make the playoffs? I think the Raiders are on the cusp, but I think it's going to be a near impossibility for the Raiders. So, I hope your Giants made it. Oh no, damn. Yeah. I mean, I liked when you guys won the championships, especially when you guys beat New England. If you guys beat anybody that beats New England is a hero in my book, the Patriots, because I can't stand the Patriots. And when you guys won those championships, and that one, I know at least one of them was against the Patriots. I can't remember if both of them were against the Patriots, but one of them was for sure. And that final catch where the guy went up and grabbed it, basically, I don't even know how he made that grab. I think he grabbed it, got it against his helmet or whatever. I will never forget that. That was one of the greatest endings to a Super Bowl. Man, oh man, that was fantastic. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the Giants are. I'm not like a Giants fan, because obviously I'm a Raider fan, but there's teams that I can't stand, and then there's teams that I'm like ambivalent about, and then there's teams that I'm like, yeah, I kind of hope they win. I like them. If my Raiders can't win, I hope it's one of them. The Giants are one of those. Giants are in there. Well, if the Giants, or if the Raiders can't do it, I hope the Giants can. Same thing with the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins, the Giants. Let me think. Who else? I always am rooting for the Browns, just because those poor bastards. I just one time I just want to see the Browns do anything, you know. So I mean I've seen that the Bengals actually win a Super Bowl, so in the 80s, so they've done it already. But like Denver, Kansas City, San Diego, I can't root for any of them because they're all in our division, so can't root for any of them. But Pittsburgh's another one of those where it's like, if it can't be us, I like Pittsburgh. They're okay, you know. So, but anything that that the Patriots or Tom Brady have anything to do with, I can't even be involved with it. My wife, if she sees that, she'll be flipping through, she'll want to put football on for me sometimes, and like she'll go and she'll realize, oh, it's Tampa Bay, that's Tom Brady. Nope, turn that off. Can't have that. No Tom Brady. No Tom Brady house. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if we're gonna get anybody else, Chupa. I think it's just gonna be you and me. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you this stuff then. I don't give a shit. So we've decided upon. Jonathan is going to be DMing probably. I'm guessing starting this Friday. He hasn't said for sure, but I think we're going to be playing this Friday. With his. It's going to be his same campaign that we did. We did a short little, like, not really a one shot, but we did a couple of weeks, I think, where we did in his homebrew world during COVID when we were all doing it online, Roll20. So we're basically going to pick that up again, and this is what he uses. He uses the old school essentials, and this is the only book of that of theirs that I have, and they're they're small digest sized. I mean, they're thick, they're digest sized, so they're a little bit more manageable. Um, and they come with a cool little bookmarks and stuff like that. And it's a great series. It's a great system, but you can't find the damn books. They're all sold out. They've been sold out. I don't even know how I got this one. I must have got it right at the beginning. I should have went ahead and just bought the whole set, and because he's doing, this is the classic fantasy, he's doing the advanced fantasy, and I can't get the player's handbook for that right now. I got it on PDF, but I can't order it. It's sold out everywhere. So anyway, so yeah, this is a pretty popular system right now. And if you ever played the BECME system, the basic expert, what was it, companion, all that Frank Mensner stuff, if you played that, anybody that loves the BECME stuff, this is very much like the BECME stuff, very close. So anyway, that's what we're going to be, the system we're going to be using. And I don't know, I didn't look through the, let's see, I'm assuming there's a little bit of artwork in here. It's all black and white pencil stuff, but there is some artwork. Oh, there's some artwork in here. That's pretty cool. So anyway, these are pretty nice. Necrotic Gnome is the name if you're wanting to look for them, but good luck because they're sold out of everything. So anyway, so we're gonna be doing that, and I don't know how long Jonathan's gonna DM for, and then Brad will take a turn, and Brad does the same thing I do now. He does first edition with a little bit of second edition like elements in there, kind of a hybrid. But he does his own, like Brad does his own. His initiative system is a little different, and he does a couple different things. But anyway, so that's where we're going with the campaign. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was I found my collector's edition for Star Wars Galaxies, and it came with, this is probably my favorite art book that I've ever gotten in a like a collector's edition or whatever, because the artwork in these are just incredible. This is the Mon Calamari. Yeah, it's a trap. Yeah, the artwork on this book is just spectacular. Let's see here. See if there's something else good I can show you guys here. They got like there's Endor. That's actually in-game Endor. Yeah, it's pretty nice stuff. Hey, we got a couple other people in here. So, there's the Zabrax, that Darth Maul species. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. So yeah, anybody that's thinking about getting Star Wars Galaxies to get on the emulator, you can actually find the collector's editions on eBay as well, and they come with this book. The book, there's a pin, there's a mini that comes in the same thing. That's a Bothan smuggler or something like that comes in it. Of course, that won't focus. Never does. Piece of crap. But it wants to. It does it for like a split second. And hey, John. Okay, I hope your aunt is doing well. we'll catch you later. Yeah, just watch it on replay or whatever, man. Happy New Year. Take care. Thanks for checking in. So, yeah, let's see. What else was there? So I think that I have a feeling the ones I'm gonna pull the trigger on in the Steam sale are Horizon Zero Dawn. Everything that I've read, seen, it's 50% off, and everything it's very similar, I guess, to like like a Fallout game or the Outer Worlds, that type of thing. So I think that I'm going to at least on that. And then, I was hoping we get some more people in here before I talked about this because I want to get some opinions on this. But right now, it looks like it's just you again, Chupa. So I wanted to talk about Starfield from Bethesda. So I was hoping Mistra would hop in here because I think she would know more than anybody. If Starfield, and I'm sure I could do a deep dive and get this information, but I just thought of it just before starting this video, so I thought I'd throw it out there. I'm trying to find out if Starfield, if they're using the same engine that they did like Skyrim and Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, etc. I can't remember the name of that engine. Are they using the same engine for Starfield, or hopefully it's a new engine? I'm hoping, because yeah, I'm gonna try and look it up right now because engine overhaul. Let's see here. Creation Engine 2. Okay, so it looks like it is going to be a different engine. I don't know. Creation 1 was the one that they did like Skyrim and Fallout, but I'm hoping that it's a new one. So, Chupa, Star Wars Galaxies and Empire Divided is not the first X pack. That is the actual game. The first X pack. Matter of fact, let's see if I've got it here handy. Well, considering that you asked, I'll show you all of it. So, yeah, jump to light speed. That's what I was getting. Thanks for checking in, Brad. That's what I was going to show. So this is the first X pack right here. That jump to light speed is right here. So this, if we go in order here, so this is the original game, Empire Divided. And the original boxes, the first ones came with this little flap thing. Later they came out with it didn't have the later ones that reduced price and stuff did. So that's how you know the difference if you care. And then Jump to Lightspeed was the first X pack. And the rare item I've got here, this is the pre-order for Jump to Lightspeed, which, if I remember correctly, you even got a plus a special exclusive in-game vehicle. Hey, Zapovita. Happy New Year. So, Brad, if you're also a Galaxies person, help me remember, because this says that you got a special vehicle, and I can't remember what that was. It wasn't an AV-21. AV-21 you had to craft. Swoops had to be crafted. Damn. Now I'm gonna have to look that up. Anyway, so that is that's the pre-order for Jump to Lightspeed. These are, you don't find these. That's just the box, but and then there was Rage of the Wookiees, was the next one. And I originally got that as a digital download. And then they came out with this Total Experience that came out with the Jump to Light Speed, Rage of the Wookiees, both. And this is the one I use the discs for when I do for the EMU. Yeah, the Lava Skiff was Rage and Mustard. I did get the Lava Skiff, but that wasn't the pre-order for the. I'm gonna have to look that up. I can't remember what the hell it was. Yeah, I'm sure as soon as I see it, I'll remember. But and so then they came out with the and then the last one was Trials of Obi-Wan. Trials of Obi-Wan was digital only, and I made sure I have my receipt for that so that if the emulator, it might have been the Varacto. I think you're right. That is it, because it was a rideable creature. I think you're right. That must have been it. Yep, I'll bet that was it. It was the Varacto. But I had so the one that I use in here, the discs that I use right now for the emulator are the Total Experience ones, and the reason I do that is in case they're working on Jump to Light Speed right now. If I get this thing open, I want this open. They're working on Jump to Light of adding it to the emulator. It's pretty close as far as I can tell, because they've got shipwright and all that in there. Man, that was a lot of work. But yeah, I use these. These are the discs. They're not in here, but these are the sleeves. And so each one had a sleeve like that. So yeah, I mean, this is back when they actually put pride in product, the packaging and everything. So the only one that I don't have a disc for, because there was no disc, is Trials of Obi-Wan. And that was digital only. However, I do have my receipt. So if they ever did get to the point, I don't think they would, because that was getting into like the NGE and which was the new game enhancements, and then the CU combat upgrade was first, then NGE, which is new game enhancements. Trials of Obi-Wan was the new game enhancements. So I don't think they would ever go there unless they'd have to do some serious to keep the same mechanics and everything and just have like the content of Trials of Obi-Wan. I don't think they could do that. So I think as long as I got this, I'm good. The Total Experience. So, but they claim that it doesn't matter what version that you have, as long as you have a version of the discs, you can install them, and that's good enough to get to run the emulator. So, anyway, Brad, were you in here when I showed this? When I showed the collector's edition? If you don't already have this, the collector's edition art book, because this was. If you weren't, I'll show some more art from it if anybody wants to see that. I think that was just me and Chupa at the time. So Brad, did you not see that the first time when I had this and I was. There's some of the artwork there, and I like the Mon Calamari is beautiful. Yeah, this is a beautiful book. Let's see here. I really like the there's the Wookiee. I didn't show that last time. The Wookiee stuff. Yeah, this is so I actually have two of these. I have two collector's editions. So, this is nice thick quality stock right here. Oh shit. There you go. What about the the back cover there? But anyway, so yeah, if Yeah, I got 2 of the collector's editions. Speaking of which, one of my collector's editions, I just used the code off the back, the key. I never opened it. So the discs for my one collector's are still in shrink wrap. Never opened them. So I've got if if I have discs that fail over time, I have backup discs just so I can make sure to be able to play on the emulators. So um yeah, that's how much of a nerd I am. So and then if it ever got to the point where they didn't have emulators, then I guess they're just at that point. Then they're just collectors items. They're just relics. Um, so I've got some more people in here. Does anybody know? I was looking it up, but if you know for sure, please confirm it. Starfield, that's coming out next year, November. They announced November the 11th of 22. Well, I'm saying of 22. It is 22 now, AJ. So, so November 11th of this year, Starfield is launching. My question was, do you guys know if it's a new engine or the same engine from Skyrim and Fallout? From what I can see on Reddit, looking it up on Reddit, it's supposed to be something called the Creation 2 engine. There's actually there's a tweet. Starfield will be our first game to use Creation Engine 2. We spent years developing the power of the next generation of immersion and exploration. So there it is. There's my confirmation right there. It is going to be a new engine. Because my point was going to be, if they were making Starfield with the same engine, I was going to say, man, that is a tired old engine. Don't get me wrong. I love my Skyrim, love my Fallout 4. I even like Fallout 76. It's a different experience, and it's oodles improved over when it launched. I mean, when it launched, it was hot garbage. Now Fallout 76 is playable, and a lot of people are having fun with it. It's just not necessarily. It doesn't grab hold of me like Star Wars Galaxies, Fallout 4, stuff like that. Disco Elysium, those grab a hold of you, and they don't let go. So, but anyway, so on the engine issue, I'm excited to see what the new engine is. Hopefully, Bethesda has learned from its mistakes about releasing every single game that they release being bug ridden, and then having the mod community have to basically fix their game for them. God, I hope Starfield it does not follow that same trend. So maybe with a new engine, maybe it'll be an improvement. We'll have to see. So anyway, so the 4 of you that are here, this is my T-shirt that I have on my in the link below at the T-shirt store there. My congratulations, Microsoft, you've made another piece of shit. I'm going to pull this one at some point, because I've only sold 2 or 3 of these, and then I have another one that just has my logo. It's just a simple T-shirt with just my logo on it. But this one I'm going to pull. So if anybody wants one, I'll probably, my next live, I'll probably say, I'll say by this date I'm going to pull it off, and then I've got some other ideas for some other designs and stuff that I'm going to put up. So if anybody wants to help the channel with me paying the bills for the PO box and for the software that I use for like doing thumbnails and stuff like that, that's an easy way to do it, is buying a T-shirt. So, but don't feel like you have to, because just come on in and enjoy the conversation and everything. But it's there if anybody wants to. So anyway, let's see. What else is there to talk about in gaming news? Anybody got any topics that you guys want to talk about? We can talk about football. We can talk about beer. We can talk about gaming. We can talk about the weather. I don't give a shit. It's colder than a son of a bitch here. So it was 9 degrees last night. So um, so Brad, yes, I'm on Finalizer right now, and then I also am aware of Restoration 3. That's a different EMU. Um, and it's I have not tried it yet. I know it's called Restoration 3, and it's a hybrid of combat upgrade, pre-CU and NGGE. Um, I might at some point give it a shot. Um, the whole CU NGE thing scares the shit out of me a little bit. But it might be fun just to try it out. So that shirt will be a collector's edition. Yes, the this one here, the congratulations Microsoft. Yes, this one will be a collector's item at some point because I'm going to pull it. Because apparently that's with like that. What the hell's the name? Is it Bonfire? I think is who I do my T-shirts through. Um, they recommend that you rotate. To generate people's interest and stuff like that. Otherwise, it gets stale and everything. So I've got some other ideas for some designs, and what I would do is I'd launch the other one before I pulled this one. So Brad, on Finalizer, what are you grinding out right now? So right now I got so those that don't know, on the Finalizer server for Star Wars Galaxy emulator, they're giving you 2 character slots, but you cannot have them on at the same time. On the old server, which is still around, Basilisk, you could have 10 character slots, and they could all be online at the same time concurrently. So you'd have to run multiple instances of the client, but you could have your characters on simultaneously, which allowed you to, because so much is dependent upon interaction between characters. So like if you need to level up a doctor, like he's talking about right there, doctor, you got to have somebody who's like tumbling, and as they tumble, they take damage, and the doctor can just keep healing them, and the doctor gets XP for that. So one person tumbles, the other person heals to get the XP. Um, if you have 2 characters on at the same time on your account, you can do that yourself. But on Finalizer, you can only have 2 characters total, and they cannot be on at the same time. So you can't do that. So you have to, it's old school. You got to be reliant on other players and multiple accounts are not allowed. They are not, and they will ban you if you try to have multiple accounts. Because it's considered an exploit. Uh, so um, so now everybody's relying on other people. So like Brad here is going for Terrakasi Master, maybe Doctor. If he wants to grind his Doctor, I could log on, and let's say I'm going to go out to dinner or something with the wife and he's planning on playing. I could literally do a macro to have my character sit there and tumble in a medical center, constantly tumble, while he's just constantly healing, and that will level up his doctor. That's how you do it. Because you can't now with Finalizer, you can't have 2 characters on the same account on at the same time. You can't do it yourself. You got to rely on other people, which is the way it should be. Same thing with getting buffs. Like doctors give buffs, entertainers give buffs, and I knew I had a feeling you were going to say something like that, Brad. As soon as I made that suggestion, I had a feeling there was going to be some kind of comment like that. So when is this dinner we're talking about? Yeah. We can certainly. So, if you want to write down my character name on Finalizer, it's Dorian with 2 R's, Dorrien, Dorian Lightfoot, and yeah, add me, and then hey Colin, how are you? So yeah, you can add me, and then if that's gonna happen, if I'm gonna be AFK for an extended period of time, I will. I'm late. No, I was on time. I started it. I started it at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, like I always do. So anyway, yeah, we can work that out, Brad. If I'm going to be AFK, I can just sit there and have my character tumble for you. Um, so how are things over in Scotland, Colin? Right on. Yeah, Brad says, I don't know if you saw this, but there was a video about Mobius was talking about there was some changes to missions. Yeah, I saw something about that. I also saw a forum post about the missions changing. Um, and it had something to do with they changed like the payouts and like how much the rewards were going to be and that type of thing. There's a whole there's a controversy about it now. I don't know if it's worth taking up time here on air to talk about that. That's pretty specific to the EMU. We can, if anybody else is interested, we can talk about it. It's got to do with like people saying now that they Happy New Year, Colin. Um, that they no longer need like player buffs or buff food or anything like that to go and do solo missions. Um, where before they did, which helps the economy because if you don't need that stuff anymore. Um, hey, Gregory. Yeah, you can ask any question you want. Um, so that's what it's about. They're gonna have to do some fine tuning there. So, um, yeah, I just noticed I only have two moderators, and neither one of them are in here right now. Mister and Bastille, neither one are here. So, um, okay. So we're gonna. Hey, Jesse. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, we had to put Gregory in a timeout there because that was I could already see that was going down the path of ridiculousness. Um, let's see. Hey, Chupa, are you still here? Um, Happy New Year, Jesse. Chupa, if you're still here, or Colin, you guys are regulars. If either one of you guys want to be Chupa, you want to be a moderator? So I can make you a moderator real quick if you want, so that if people are trolling and stuff like that, you can put them in timeout or whatever. Okay, Colin. Let's see here. Okay, Colin is a moderator now. Okay, Chupa, that's all right, man. Colin said he was, so I made him a moderator. That way we've got somebody on, so that if I'm talking and I don't see stuff, bad shit come up in the that needs to be dealt with. So yeah, yeah. So Colin's a mod now, and so that gives us. And if you ever do, Chupa, if you ever want to, you just tell me and I'll make you one. So, let's see. So that gives us Mistra, Bastille, and now Colin. Got 3 mods. So because it's nice to have several, so that you never know who's going to be on at any one time or whatever. So, let's see. What was the other thing I want to talk? So we talked about. No worries, Colin. Let's see here. Oh, I did want to ask because I am thinking about buying Horizon Zero Dawn. Has anybody in here? We've got a few people in here right now. Has anybody here played Horizon Zero Dawn? Give a how's your recommendation if you have? Because it looks pretty interesting. So, I'm thinking about picking that up. What was the other one? The Pathfinder game, the second one. I'm thinking about getting that too, and that's only 15% off. And there was a I can't remember his name, the Cynical Brit. I don't know if you guys have been around a long time. You guys probably know who I'm talking about. He was called the Cynical Brit. Uh, he was a games commentator, famous games commentator, and he unfortunately passed away from cancer. And can't think of his. They called him his tagline. He was the Cynical Brit. I don't know why the hell I can't think of his damn name. Anyway, he passed away from cancer. And he's on my curator list for Steam still. He had the top hat. Total Biscuit. Thank you, Colin. So one of the things Total Biscuit used to say was, because I used to follow him like religiously. He's one of the reasons I'm doing this. Him and Boogie 2988 are two of the main reasons. And he would say, especially during the Steam sales, because he would do videos just about the Steam sales. Because back in the day, for those that remember, it was now when Steam sales happen, the stuff is all the same price the whole Steam sale. For if it's like 6 days or whatever, however long it is, it's the same. Back then, it rotated. So, and it would have like PlayStation or Xbox. I'm a PC gamer, Maya. I have a PS3, but and I would buy a PS5 if I could find one and not have to buy it from a scalper. I'm not opposed to Xbox either, but if I could get a PS5, I would get one, but I'm not going to fight scalpers for it. So back then with those Steam sales, they would rotate the prices. So they would only be good for like 12 hours. And then some other games would come on sale 12 hours later. And so you had to kind of stay on top of it. And each day it would change. There would be different games that would change. The sales would change each day. And he would do videos every day showing, the best deals and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things that Total Biscuit would say was, he'd say, if you're not going to buy if you're going to buy this game and you're not going to play it within the next week or two, he goes, don't, oh boy. Do I think the moon landing was fake? Of course not. I also don't think that the earth is flat either. So he would say, if you're not going to, thanks, Colin. He would say, if you're not going to play within the next couple of weeks, he goes, don't bother, because it'll be on the next Steam sale or whatever. But he goes, if it's something you want to play like right now, he'd tell you, yeah, go ahead and grab it. It's this much off, 30% off or 50% off or whatever. And so I always, in the back of my mind, when Steam sales are going, I can always hear Total Biscuits, that him saying that, well, are you going to play this right away? And so like the Pathfinder game that's on sale right now, the second one, it's 15% off. That's not a deep enough discount unless I'm going to play it, like he would say, unless you're going to play this in the next couple of weeks or whatever, he would say, just hold off. And I don't think I'm going to, because I'm too wrapped up right now in the EMU, the Star Wars Galaxies EMU. So that's how I base my decisions on what I'm going to buy. The Horizon Zero Dawn at 50% off. Even if I didn't play it in the next couple of weeks, I still think 50% is a pretty decent discount, considering it's a pretty well-rated game. And now Colin says that you need to invest about a month to really appreciate. Again, I don't know that I'd be willing to put that much time into one game like that, Exactly. That was his point exactly, Colin. That was his point exactly. It's going to come back up again on the next Steam sale. So unless you plan on buying, you want to play it right away, then don't waste your money, because I've got over 660 games or something like that on Steam. I don't need any more games. Now there's some that are, legendary, that are must play games. And if they're a deep enough discount, I'm just going to get them just so I have them, But anyway, that's when I'm looking towards Steam sales and stuff, that's what I look for. Like the Civilization 6 stuff right now is really discounted. It's like 90%. It's ridiculously discounted. And I already have the game. There's some of the DLC I don't have, but I'm thinking for $10 I can get all the DLC. So I think I'm going to pull the trigger on that just to have it at $10. I mean, hell, now a beer costs you $10. You go out to a bar. I mean, $10 for that, and then 50% off their Horizon Zero Dawn. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Colin says, I don't know if it would take that long, but when I play open world games, I like to do everything possible. The main quest would take a week. So it sounds like you and I, Colin, have similar play styles, because I'm what you would call a completionist. I love to do all the side quests. I like to explore the entire map. So two things I want to do. Let's use Fallout 4 as an example. For me, obviously you got the main storyline to finish the game, beat the game, etc. That's a given. But aside from that, I explored every inch of the Fallout 4 map, and I did every side quest. I did every quest I could find. Those are two things. Any open world single player RPG, I'm going to do those two things. I'm going to do all the side quests, and I'm going to explore the whole map. Because nothing's more rewarding than exploring the whole map, going to some far reach little place that probably 90% of players don't ever even go to because it's not part of the main story. And then I get there and I find out that the developers took the time and the attention to detail to put a reward there for people that do explore. To me, that's good game design, and it what it does is it shows that they cared about different play styles. They didn't just care about the person who wanted to go through the main story and beat it in like 2 or 3 days. There's other play styles out there, and that they showed respect to all different play styles, and that to me is important for game design. Yep, every drawer opened, every terminal hacked, every document read. I'd say that's probably with Fallout 4. I probably did that as much. I mean, what have I got? 1,500 hours or some stupid shit in Fallout 4. I'm sure that in the multiple playthroughs that I've done, yeah. And I purposely eat different playthroughs. I'll do a playthrough as, melee. I'll do one as ranged, with, heavy weapons. I'll do another one with, like just my pistol and my 10mm and stealth, or stealth and a sniper rifle. I'll do different playthroughs of all these different things. So yeah, that's just how I roll. So Horizon Zero Dawn, I would be the same way. Outer Worlds, I beat our Outer Worlds, and I explored everything, and that wasn't hard to do. Outer Worlds didn't have a lot. The maps weren't huge or anything where you couldn't explore everything. So Outer Worlds was, but I have not done the DLC in Outer Worlds. If you guys haven't, I don't know if you guys have played Outer Worlds, but Outer Worlds to me was like, it was like a, how do I put this? A simplified Fallout 4 type game. It's, futuristic and all that. And you had main story, you had side quests, all that, but it didn't have any kind of settlement building. You could customize stuff on your ship. So that was like, your version of player housing settlement type was your ship. But that didn't take, like, I don't know, shit. I don't know how many hours I put in on that, but it wasn't that many, to basically do everything in the game. And then there's the DLC, which I haven't done. There's 2 DLCs, and I haven't done those yet. So it was a fun game, but it didn't grab me like Fallout did. So, all right, let's see here. So that didn't take long, there, Colin, to get you broken in on moderating. Yeah, there's I don't know what it is with people with wanting to troll. I don't get the fascination with that, but I played the main story still, but still to play the DLC might just time to replay. Um, when you're talking, are you talking about Outer Worlds? I'm assuming. The good old Baja Blast. Yeah, I did see that, and so when Gregory said that, I was like, okay, he has that last name as Buttocks, and I'm like, maybe he's gonna ask a legitimate question about gaming. So I was watching it real. That's why I was watching it so close, and that's why I zapped him pretty uh, pretty quick. So the second one though, Maya Soul, that didn't. There was no red flag there. But she asked PlayStation or Xbox, so that's like a legitimate question. It was kind of out of context. Didn't have any context behind it, but um, so you and I are in the same boat then, Colin. We both played the main game. We just haven't done the DLC. So perhaps you understand like the way that the game ended, and it it didn't make me hunger for more. They always say in the old times in show business and everything, always leave them wanting more. That game didn't leave me wanting more of the game. I was fine with, hey, that was fun. All right, thanks, and moving on. It didn't. I wasn't left wanting more, even though I own more. I have the DLC. I don't have the urge to jump back in and. So Fallout 4 always left me wanting more. Like if there was another DLC come out right now for Fallout 4, you bet your ass I would be loading it up, playing it. So let's see here. Where are we at? We're at 52 minutes. I don't have anything else to cover. That was I didn't expect to get into all the boxes and stuff like that for Star Wars Galaxies. So that was interesting. Um, for those that didn't see it, who weren't in here at the beginning, this is what we're going to be. Jonathan's going to be DMing on our campaign back here. His homebrew campaign. He uses this. He uses old school essentials. So that's the rule set we're going to be using. Probably this Friday, I think, is our next. He hasn't announced it that's when he wants the first game to be, but and that'll be. I'm looking forward to it because I can DM for about 6 months, maybe a year at the most, and then I need a break because I enjoy both sides of the DM screen. I like playing so that I can just like get into my. Hey, Mistra, checking in. Yeah, so Colin is also. I made Colin a moderator, so there's 3 of you guys now. There's you, Colin, because you and Bastille, neither one of you guys were in, so I made Colin one. So now we have 3, so that kind of helps if depending on who's on. So we were talking about all different types of stuff, Mistra. But I even mentioned you earlier because I said I'm hoping she checks in because I had a question, but I think I answered it already about Starfield. Um, so Jesse, so I'm going to answer 2 different things here. I'm going to answer what's up from Mistra. What's up is that I was talking about Starfield, in that I wanted to know if it was going to be a new engine for as opposed to the Skyrim Fallout 4 engine, and I went on and read it. It looks like it's definitely going to be a new engine. So called the Creation 2 engine, I guess. So that was, and I thought you might know without me having to go and look it up or whatever. I had a feeling you might already know because you follow Bethesda stuff, I think, pretty close. So that's one thing. Jesse, so you say I hardly ever get to play, always a DM. Do you wish that you had time to play and somebody else would DM? Because to me, to truly appreciate the game of tabletop role playing for especially for D&D for me, I have to do both. I have to DM and then I got to take a break and then I've got to be able to play. Cuz DMing is fun and rewarding in one aspect, but in another aspect, it's a lot of work. Um uh Mistresses, I actually don't know that well. That now, according to Reddit and the tweet that I saw on there, it's a new engine. So, um, yeah, it would be nice too far and in between. I am fortunate that there's 4 DMs at our table. There's me, Jonathan, Brad. Niels is also a DM. The difference with Niels is a little bit more constricted on his availability time wise. So for the long haul, I don't know that he might DM, but he'd be more like a one shot or a couple, a smaller, campaign type of a thing. Um, so we're lucky there, but um Chupa says, "Yeah, I'm always expected to DM our D&D game. I don't mind it. I'd rather play it." Um Imagine Colin says, "I imagine there's a lot of fun to be had for the players at the DM's expense." Yeah, and it's just a different experience, and being able to sit down and actually get into character and get immersed um, is ridiculously fun. It's ridiculously rewarding if you get into character and you decide beforehand, is this person going to be a chaotic type person? Are they going to be kind of they toe the straight line? Are they are they going to be wacky? Are they going to be serious? Are they going to be aggressive? Are they going to be passive? If you decide all these things about your character before you create it, or once you've created it, and then you before you get into it and all that, and then you stick to it and you're consistent, that's a lot of fun. Um, um, Jesse says a lot of work, but I do really enjoy the work. So world building for me as a DM is a different type of rewarding, as Jesse's talking about. Coming up with from nothing, from a blank page, and figuring out a storyline, and then populating that storyline with interesting characters, quests, items, interactions, whatever. Um, uh, Doing that whole thing is ridiculously rewarding. And then to have your players actually go through it and see how, if it went the way you expected, which is almost never. Um, and then if it didn't go the way you expected, how did it not? What avenue did they take that you didn't anticipate and all that? That's kind of interesting too. So yeah. Um, what interests me about DM is you can, in a way, play multiple NPCs as your characters. Good point. I have a couple of standbys in mine. I have Cloche, who is our traveling uh, scribe, uh, sage type character, basically like a Volo character. He's like this old, wise, traveling person who likes to tell stories. He's a storyteller, and he's very verbose and all that. And then there's Meslo, who's the crazy wizard that is sending our party out trying to find unique parts from different types of monsters and creatures. Like he'll want like the tail from a rakshasa, or he'll want like he'll want the beak of an owl bear. He'll want all these different creature parts because he wants to do experiments with all these parts. And so I play them, and if I hadn't already been talking for an hour, I could do one of them, but my voice is already going, so I don't dare try to do it right now. Um, but yeah, Meslo, Cloche, Oak. Oak is the retired adventurer, like barbarian dude who owns a tavern now called the Bloody Scabbard in Devers. And so you got Oak, you got Cloche, you got Meslo. Um, yeah, so I have different characters and it's fun to play all of them in character. So yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. I think I'm caught up on the chat. I think I answered everybody's questions. We're at an hour. I'm going to give you a quick update on the fantasy football championship that I'm in. I am winning right now 54 points, 54.6 to 41.2. Our projected scores are I am projected to score 117 points, and my opponent is projected to score 87. So I am, quote, right now 85% chance to win my championship. So fingers crossed. That is Greyhawk 4x4's Assassins is the name of my team. So we'll see. So we can hope. And I always if I do win the championship, I take a screenshot of it and I post it. So I've only won once since I've been doing fantasy football. I've come in twice, a lot of times. But I've only won one time. So this hopefully knock on wood might be the second time. So anyway, guys, let's see. Tuesday is Beer 30. I'll do a video. I'll do some kind of video tomorrow. I'll do something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'll figure out something. It probably won't be a live, but I'll do a video and post something. So just to keep the algorithm going. So again, for those that weren't in here earlier, this T-shirt is going to be going away on my T-shirt shop. I haven't decided yet how much longer. I might keep it, maybe another 2 weeks or something, and then it'll be pulled. And then I've got some other designs I'm going to put up. So if you're interested in one of these T-shirts that says, "Congratulations, Microsoft, you have made another piece of shit." If you're interested in that, pick it up. Because I'm going to say probably in a couple weeks I'm going to pull it. I'll put another design up first before I pull it. So link down below to the T-shirt shop. So that helps support the channel. So helps me pay the, for the PO box and for the software I have to use and stuff like that to do videos and stuff like that. So anyway, that'll do it, guys. Until tomorrow, we will catch you on the flip side.